The journey in basic education curricular reforms from 1946 to 2011. Alright, so here are the different grade level from kindergarten to 4th year and the journey of different years. To understand clearly, let's take a look and study the different journey in basic education in different years. So from the year 1946 to 1956, it says that the 1935 Constitution provided certain educational objectives such as the development of moral character, personal discipline, civic conscience, vocational efficiency, and citizenship training. To carry out the constitutional mandate, a revision of the elementary curriculum was made, including the teaching of the national language obligatory that was first offered as a subject in 1939 to 1940 in public schools. Another development was the shortening of the elementary curriculum from 7 to 6 years in order to admit more children of school age. The educational Magna Carta of the Philippines provided for the system of the public elementary education and its matter of financing. The latter remained under the support of the city government. Philippine Education System, 1901 to 1976. The legislation affecting basic education were passed, including the following. First, Commonwealth Act No. 586. An act provides the revision of the system of public and private elementary in the Philippines, including financing thereof. Second, Commonwealth Act No. 589, an act establishing school ritual in all public and private elementary and public secondary schools. Third, Republic Act No. 896, an act to declare the policy on elementary education in the Philippines. In the year 1957 to 1982 in elementary education, the revised elementary education curriculum was gradually effected beginning the school year 1957 to 1958. The different subject area, the social studies, work education, health and science, language arts, arithmetic, and arts and physical education. And we have here the numbers of minutes a day from grades 1 to 2, 3 to 4, and 5 to 6. The year 1957 to 1982, in the revised elementary education curriculum, the vernacular was the auxiliary medium of instruction in grade 1 and grade 2. Filipino and English were offered as subjects. The Continuous Progression Scheme, or CPS, was implemented in the elementary during school year 1970 to 1971, but due to some misconception, it was literally construed as mass promotion. Hence, many non-readers were promoted to next grade level.
1957 to 1972. Secondary education. One feature of the 1957 to 1972 reform was offering of character education and good manners and right conduct as separate subjects in the elementary and secondary curricula in all public and private schools, effective beginning of the second semester of school year 1958 to 1959 as follows. First, elementary level good manners and right conduct every day in the most suitable language in all grade levels during the opening exercises. Second, character education and right conduct shall be given in English for a period of 40 minutes once a week. 1957 to 1972. The 2-to-2 plan curriculum was considered by Swanson survey team in theory and philosophy as an advanced step in the improvement of high school curriculum, but the problem in the implementation due to lack of funds, equipment, vocational teachers, and guidance counselors were not resolved. 1973 to 1988. Secondary education. The revised secondary education program, or RSEP, replaced the 2-to-2 plan in 1973. Among the objectives of the curriculum was to acquire the basic occupational skills, knowledge, and information essential for gainful employment and for making intelligent choice of occupation or career. RSEP implemented starting school year 1973 to 1974, introduced by the R programming instead of 40 minutes per learning area. Bilingual education policy was likewise issued as Department Order No. 25, 1974. 1989 to 2001. The new secondary education curriculum. The conceptualization of the NSEC began in 1982 in preparation of the graduates of the new elementary school curriculum, or the NESC, implemented starting 1982 to 1983 in grade 1. The first full beneficiaries of the NESC were graduated in March 1989, and they also became the first beneficiaries of the NSEC under the development of the Secondary Education Development Program, or SEDP. 1989 to 2001. Level of yearly implementation. 1989 to 1990 first year, 1990 to 1991 second year, 1991 to 1992 third year, 1992 to 1993 fourth year, 1993 to 1994 project completion report, 1994 to 1995 project impact, 1989 to 2001. For the first time, values education was offered as a separate subject in high school. Hence, the trainers and mass training of teachers included values formation. A values education framework was put in place by the Department of Education, Culture and Sports, or DECS. 1983 to 2001. Elementary education. The need reforms in the elementary education became imperative when the results of Survey of Outcomes in Elementary Education, or the SUOTELE, came out. A significant finding clearly showed that the grader across the nation has mastered only 50% of what he was expected to learn, and that the learned subject were the 3 R's. 1983 to 2001. Elementary education. Experimental Elementary Education Program, or the EEEP, to implement and maintain the recommendation of SUOTELE. The EEEP was launched by the Bureau of Elementary Education Program 1978. It was conducted for 2 years on an experimental basis. The result of the EEEP pointed to the validity of the experimental curriculum in developing the communication skill of children in view of the reduction of number of subjects and the increased time for instruction.
1983 to 2001. In here, the elementary education has a program for comprehensive elementary education, or PROCEED. The impact of the aforementioned researches paved the way for the development of the 10-year 1980 to 1990 PROCEED. The Program for Decentralized Education Development, or PRODED, to serve as a launching pad for the major reform envisioned in PROCEED. PRODED actually covers the first 4 years of the 10-year development program. In the years 2002 to 2011, with the coming of a new leadership in 2001 in NSEC, and the NESC were replaced by the 2002 Basic Education Curriculum, or BEC. The curriculum aimed at empowering the Filipino learners to be capable of self-development throughout one's life and to be patriotic, benevolent, ecologically aware, and godly. The curriculum promotes mutual interaction between students and teachers, between students and multimedia sources, and between teachers of different disciplines. The years 2002 to 2011, more particularly in 2010, the secondary education curriculum. The refinement of the curriculum followed the Understanding by Design, or UBD framework, which covers 3 stages: Stage 1, Result or Desired Outcome; Stage 2, Assessment; and Stage 3, Learning or Instructional Plan. During this span of years, the Republic Act 10157, entitled an act institutionalizing the kindergarten education into the basic education system and appropriating funds thereof, the declaration states that the kindergarten is mandatory and compulsory for entrance to grade 1.